Hello friends, welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead. This is Ashu and today we will discuss a very important current affair of 10th of March 2021. You can see two best images of the day, but today we will discuss 19 to 20, very important and the most important current affair. So watch the video till last, but I am requesting you all the students that you have to like this video, you have to share as maximum as possible and you have to subscribe our channel. But before proceeding, I just want to discuss about Affairs Cloud subscription. It means I am talking about our current affair subscription. How you can download our application and how you can subscribe our current affair subscription, you have to see this part. So guys, first of all you have to download our application. The name of application is Careers Cloud and you can download from the description box link. It means we put a link of downloading this application. You can download from that link in very simple method. And guys, remember on this application we are providing 1 year subscription as well as 2 year subscription, and both the subscription prices are very much low. But if you want to purchase 2020 subscription, it means if you want to purchase 2020 current affair either half yearly or yearly, then you have to visit our website that is named as affairscloud.com/current affair. But now what we are providing under this subscription, it means why you have to subscribe this subscription. We are providing daily wise PDF. It means in the daily wise PDF we are providing two type of PDFs. One is related to the theoretical and detailed current affair of a particular day, and second PDF is related to the question and answer, so that you can revise all the theoretical current affair with this PDF. Next is the weekly PDF and all the current affair arranged according to week wise, so that you can revise again and again. Next is the weekly test. You can evaluate your performance, that how much current affair you can retain for long time period. Next is the monthly PDF section, and it is the most important section because we are providing various PDF according to your exam. Like first PDF is related to study PDF. It means all the theoretical and detailed current affair will be provided to you under this PDF, and it should be according to the particular month. Next is question and answer PDF. It means all the theoretical current affairs will be provided to you in the form of question and answer, so that you can revise and revise again and again. So guys, next is the pocket PDF, and as the name suggests, it is very useful to revise the current affair in theoretical format before your exam. Next is banking, finance and economy PDF, very important for those aspirants who are preparing for banking exam. And next is the top 100. It means best 100 current affairs will be provided to you in the format of question and answer, so that again you can revise the current affair very easily. And guys, these all things will be provided to you every month, so you can see your current affair section will go strong day by day. And on that minimal price, because this subscription is provided to at very minimal price, after downloading you can see the price and you will definitely surprised to see the price. And on that minimal price we are providing 10% extra discount. How you can avail? If you use this code ASH10, then you will get the 10% extra discount. So let's start today's current affair, that is 10th of March 2021. But I am requesting you again, all students, that you have to revise these current affair very easily by these PDFs, and you have to like this video, you have to share as maximum as possible, and you have to subscribe our channel. So let's start today's current affair, that is the 10th of March, with our first section, that is the most important question section. And here is guys our first question. What is the rank of India in 2021 Economic Freedom Index? So guys, the most important thing under this question is Economic Freedom Index of 2021. It is not the 2020, it is related to 2021, and it is Economic Freedom Index. And this index is released by Heritage Foundation, and this foundation belongs to United States of America. And which country topped under this index? Singapore topped under this index. And guys, remember, for the first time the Heritage Foundation has excluded Hong Kong from its ranking, because Hong Kong had topped the index from 25 out of 27 years. It means this rank was published first time in 1995, and till 2019 27 times this rank is published, and out of 27, 25 times Hong Kong had topped this index. So this is a huge thing for the Hong Kong, and first time Hong Kong was excluded from this ranking. And what is the rank of India? Singapore topped this index, and India's rank is 121st rank, and India categorized under the mostly unfree country. So remember, mostly unfree country. So it means if we are talking about the economic freedom, then India is mostly unfree, and India ranked 121st rank. So this is very huge and very bad news for India. So you can see here Singapore ranks the first and India ranks 121st globally. And if you are only comparing the countries within the Asia Pacific area, then there are 40 countries under this ranking list, and India rank is again poor. Out of 40, India's rank is 26th. And which country topped under the Asia Pacific? Again, it is Singapore. So you can see here, it is released by the Heritage Foundation, and Singapore topped this index for the second time in a row, followed by the New Zealand. It means second position goes to the New Zealand and third position goes to Australia. It means these countries like Singapore, New Zealand and Australia are the free countries, but India ranked under the mostly unfree country. And for the first time, the Heritage Foundation has excluded the Hong Kong from the rankings. And guys, remember, Hong Kong had topped this index 25 out of 27 years from 1995 to 2019, because in 2020 Singapore was on the top position, but before 2019 Hong Kong was on the top list almost for the 25 times. And if we are comparing on an average, that is global economy remains moderately free in 2021 index. It means if we are taking on an average, then all over globe economic freedom is according to the moderately free. And Singapore is ranked first among the 40 countries of Asia Pacific, and India rank in the Asia Pacific is 26. This is again very important. So guys, you have to remember recently released indexes. Like you can see here, India took the 105th position in the 24th edition of Economic Freedom of the World report released by the Canada's Fraser Institute. But before that, we were discussing about the Economic Freedom Index 2021. India rank is 121st, but this is the Economic Freedom of the World report, but it is released by the Fraser Institute, and India rank again in this index is poor, that is 1/5. Second rank you have to remember, that is Human Capital Index 2020. This rank is released by World Bank, and in 2020 India ranked under Human Capital Index is 116th out of 174 countries. Again, India's rank is very much poor in the Human Capital Index. So remember these index, but you can also cover from the options like 131st rank, India rank 131st in Human Development Index. India slipped by 2 positions because earlier India's rank was 129th. Now India's rank is 131st. And you have to remember 86th rank, India's Corruption Perception Index of 2020. In Corruption Perception Index 2020, India's rank is 86th. So in the Corruption Index 86th, in the Human Development Index 131, and Economic Freedom Index 121st. And guys, remember Canada's Fraser report, Economic Freedom of the World, India's rank is 105. And Human Capital Index, again very important, India's rank is very much poor, that is 116th. So you have to remember this vital information, and we are moving to the next question. Who was conferred with the top 20 Global Women of Excellence Award 2021? So two things you have to remember under this question, that this award is presented by the USA, and second thing, this award was conferred based on contribution towards the women rights, gender parity, women empowerment and the women equality. And this person is currently the governor of Telangana and the additional charge of Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry. It means I am talking about which person? I am talking about Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan. So remember the name, and she is currently holds the 2 portfolios. One is the Governor of Telangana, but recently Kiran Bediji removed as a Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, so that's why she become the Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry as an additional charge. So remember, under Article 153, of Indian Constitutions, Governor of states are appointed based on the provision of this article, and the governors of the states are appointed by the President under Article 153. So remember Dr. Tamilisai Soundararajan. And you can see here, Governor Tamilisai Soundararajan conferred with the top 20 Global Women of Excellence Award. And even Vice President of USA Kamala Harris, also one of the among of the recipients in the top 20 Global Women of Excellence Award. It means she was placed with the Kamala Harris. That is a huge opportunity, even huge respect by the global community towards the Tamilisai Soundararajan. You can see here, the award was presented by the USA on the recommendation of the Multi-Ethnic Advisor Task Force headed by US Congressman Danny K. Davis. So this award is presented by USA, and it is decided by a advisory task force which will be headed by the US Congressman Danny K. Davis. And this award was conferred based on her contribution toward the women rights, gender parity, women empowerment, women equality, and works related to women. And she was very much grateful because She made a call to global arena for creating a gender equal world and promote women in decision making at higher levels. And guys, remember Lok Sabha seat of Puducherry is 1 and total legislative assembly seats are 33, because so many students remember 30 seats belongs to the legislative assembly of the Puducherry, but you have to remember 3 seats are nominated. 3 members are nominated in the legislative assembly of the Puducherry. So now we are moving to next question, but you have to remember Ramnath Kovind ji directed Dr. Kiran Bedi ji recently that she has to cease to hold the office of the Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry and appointed Dr. Tamilizai Soundararajan as Governor of Telangana, was given additional charge of the Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry. But now Puducherry comes under the President rule. Moving to next question. India's first World Skills Center inaugurated in which city? So this question is the most important question because it is the India's first World Skills Center. It means it is to provide advanced skill training to the youth of the state and prepare them for competing at global level. It means, in very simple word, you can say it is just to make the Atmanirbhar Bharat and just to make the self-reliant Bharat by providing the skill training to the youth, so that we can create the self-reliant opportunities within the state as well as the world level. And this state is Odisha, and answer is Bhubaneswar. So you have to remember World Skill Center inaugurated in Bhubaneswar, Odisha, and it is inaugurated by Odisha's Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik ji. And guys, remember there is a Satkoshia Tiger Reserve in Odisha. There is a Bhitarkanika National Park in Odisha. And you have to remember there is a Simlipal Biosphere Reserve in Odisha. Total Biosphere Reserve are 18 and one of the Biosphere Reserve is Simlipal in Odisha. You have to remember there is a Hirakud Dam in Odisha, and it is the longest dam of India, situated on which river? Situated on Mahanadi River. So this is a very vital information about the Odisha. And guys, who is the governor of Odisha? Ganeshi Lal is the governor of Odisha. So this is very important information about Odisha. Odisha Chief Minister Naveen Patnaik ji inaugurated India's first World Skill Center in Bhubaneswar. So you have to remember this very important because it is the India's first World Skill Center. And guys, remember this skill development project started with the assistance of the Asian Development Bank and the Singapore Education Services. And guys, remember the most important thing is Asian Development Bank ties up with the Odisha for this skill development project. And what about Asian Development Bank? Its headquarters is in Manila, Philippines, remember. And how many countries are members? 68 countries are members, including India. And it was established in 1966. And remember, the president of Asian Development Bank is Mast Sugu. So remember. And the center aims to provide advanced skill training to the youths of the state and prepare them for competing the global level. So that is very important. And remember, this center is the 18-story state-of-art building with the helipad, and it is now the tallest structure of the Odisha state. And the center is built over almost a 4.5 lakh square feet and with a budget of 1342 crore along with the Asian Development Bank for cost sharing. It means Asian Development Bank is providing a financial assistance for this building. And first of all, they are basically targeting to train 3000 students in 8 trades, in the best 8 trades. And guys, remember this serves as a center for capacity building for ITI and the polytechnic teachers, because they will be trained and they will become the future ready. So guys, remember recently Jammu and Kashmir Department of Skill Development and signed a MOU with the IIT Jammu to increase the skill sets for the students, so that they can use the expertise of the IIT Jammu to provide the skill training to the Jammu and Kashmir students. So guys, remember this is very important news because it is situated in Odisha. Now we are moving to next question. President Ramnath Kovind presented a baton of honor to whom? So guys, baton is like a short thin stick used by the leader of an orchestra, or you can say a stick when a runner in the race passes to the next person in the team, or you can see the baton like a stick with a policeman. So this is like a small stick and it is known as the baton, and this baton of honor is provided by the Ramnath Kovind ji for the exceptional services of Dr. Kiran Bedi as a Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry. You can see the picture of Lieutenant Governor of Puducherry, Kiran Bedi ji and Ramnath Kovind ji. And you can also see here is a baton. So you can see here the baton, which is decorated with the emblem of Indian Republic, was given as the memento of recognizing Kiran Bedi's service in the Union Territory of Puducherry, because she was the governor of Puducherry from 2016 to 2021, and to appreciate her constitutional duties discharging method. And she was the first female officer who started his service in 1972 as a IPS officer. And guys, remember in 2004 she received the United Nations medal from the United Nations for her outstanding services. But you have to remember, she was the lieutenant governor of Puducherry from 2016 to 21. If you belongs to Puducherry and you are watching the video, then you have to remember she was the 24th lieutenant governor of Puducherry. Now we are moving to next question. Who is appointed as the first vice president and chief operating officer of the Federal Bank of New York? Why this question is the most important? Because this first vice president belongs to India. It means she was Indian origin. So answer of this question is Noreen Hassan. So remember, answer of this question is Noreen Hassan. It means C answer is correct. The Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System of United States gave approval for the appointment of Noreen Hassan, an Indian origin person, as the first vice president and chief operating officer of the Federal Bank of New York. And she will be holding the second highest post like vice president, because first highest position is vice president, with effect from the 15th March 2021. And most recently she served as the chief digital officer for Morgan Stanley Wealth Management, but now her work focuses primarily on the digital and business process transformation. So you can just remember the question as in the slide. This is most important question because she belongs to India and she is an Indian origin person. Now we are moving to next question. Which country became the first country to receive COVAX vaccines through United Nations initiative? So we are talking about the first country who basically will receive the COVAX vaccines through the United Nations initiative. Already 92 countries in the lower and the middle income group have signed the United Nations backed COVAX program. And this program mainly focusing on the distribution of the COVID vaccine to the lower income and the middle income countries and the poverty driven countries. And COVAX is planning to distribute 2 billion doses of COVID-19 vaccine by the 2021 to the middle income and poor countries. So the first country who will receive COVAX vaccine through the United Nations initiative, and this country is guys Ghana. So remember, the country name is Ghana, and you can see here 6 lakh doses of the vaccine made by the Serum Institute of India were offered to Ghana under the Vaccine Development Initiative of the United Nations. It means the nations not have to spend any amount. They will receive entire vaccine by the United Nations. And already 92 countries in the middle and lower income group have signed the United Nations backed COVAX program. And guys, remember, COVAX is also planning to distribute 2 billion doses of COVID-19 vaccines by the year of 2021. But you have to remember about the Serum Institute of India. This is again very important, guys. Serum Institute of India headquarters in Pune, Maharashtra, and who is currently the CEO? CEO is Adar Poonawalla. Founder is Cyrus S. Poonawalla, founded in 1966. And what is the name of the vaccine which is developed by the Serum Institute of India? Name of the vaccine is Covishield. So remember, Covishield vaccine COVID-19 developed by the Serum Institute of India. And what is the name of the COVID-19 vaccine which is developed by Bharat Biotech? And name of the vaccine is Covaxin. So remember, Covaxin is the vaccine which is developed by the Bharat Biotech. So this question is most important. Moving to next question. Which state became the first state to incorporate gender budget in the annual budget of 2021-22? So it is very important and the most important question because this state became the first state which allocated gender budget in the annual budget of 2021-22. Its main aim to provide better service to women, and the gender budget list out the expenditure especially for the women welfare under various schemes of the state. And this state is Andhra Pradesh. It means you know the chief minister name, Jagan Mohan Reddy. And who is the governor of the Andhra Pradesh? Very famous person, Viswa Bhushan Harichandan. And very important national parks are there in the Andhra Pradesh. Guys, remember Shri Venkateshwara National Park. Remember Shri Venkateshwara National Park. Rajiv Gandhi National Park, again very important. Papikonda National Park, most important. So remember Shri Venkateshwara, Rajiv Gandhi and Papikonda National Park. These three national parks are very much important. Remember the chief minister, remember the governor. Now you can see here, Andhra Pradesh will be the first state in the country to come up with the gender budget concept by the chief minister of Jagan Mohan Reddy. They also launched the Swecha Dasha program to create awareness about the menstrual hygiene among the adolescent girls, so that the awareness can be created about the periods, the delay of periods, and what are the basically hygiene factors which can be maintained through the menstrual cycles. They also flagged off the 900 Disha patrolling vehicles and the 18 Disha crime scenes management vehicles, so that the women crime can be minimized. Special Disha police station have been established in each district, and it will be specially designed to eliminate those who commit crimes against the women, and all the women employment can be generated under these Disha police stations. And guys, recently you have to remember, Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh launched YSR Asra scheme. This is very important scheme for the Andhra Pradesh, because under this scheme they are reimbursing outstanding bank loans of the women self-help groups as from the April 2019 into their bank accounts directly in the 4 phases. It means the loan will be disbursed or the reimbursed to the women self-help groups as on the April 2019 into their bank account directly in the 4 phases. It means in 4 installments. And YSR Asra is a part of the Navratna welfare schemes of Andhra Pradesh. So this is very important scheme you have to remember, and it is also related to Andhra Pradesh, and very important information related to Andhra Pradesh we already covered. Moving to next section, it is very important question section, and first question is, Ministry of Women and Child Development signed a MOU with whom for enhancing cooperation in the areas of nutritious value, especially related to the children, women empowerment in mission mode. So it is a very special program for enhancing cooperation in the areas of nutrition, child protection and development, women entrepreneurment, or you can say the women empowerment and capacity building in the mission mode. And this organization is Invest India organization. You have to remember, this Invest India is the India's national investment and promotion and facilitation agency. It means it was set up in 2009 as a non-profit venture under the Department for Promotion, which comes under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. It means Invest India is basically related to the Government of India, and Ministry of Women and Child Development is related to also the Government of India. It means who is the Union Minister of Women and Child Development? Smriti Irani. And what is the name of the constituency of Smriti Irani? We discuss last current affairs 3 times. So remember, we discussed this thing in the last current affair 3 times, and name of the constituency is Amethi. In 2019, she won against the Rahul Gandhi. You can see here, Ministry of Women, Child and Development signs agreement with the Invest India in New Delhi to enhance cooperation, especially in the field of the nutritious value provided to the children, child protection and development, women empowerment and capacity building. So the Drishti dashboard is also released, which monitors the action plans of the central public sector enterprises, which will be utilized to design, formulate, conduct strategic research for the Ministry of Women, Child and Development. It means Drishti under the Invest India will conduct input and output analysis research and will coordinate with various research agencies for the primary, secondary and the tertiary research. And guys, remember, Invest India is an executive agency for the Government of India startup initiative. It means it will provide all type of the facilities to the startup initiatives. And guys, remember, Drishti dashboard was created as a part of Vision New India 2022. It functions under the Department of Public Enterprises. So you have to remember a recent related news that SDG Finance Facility Platform at United Nations Development Program in partnership with the Invest India launched the Sustainable Development Goals Investor Map Report for India. Because this is the whole organization related to the startup initiative. So this organization will also start to prepare SDG Investor Map Report with the help of the United Nations Development SDG Finance Facility Platform. So guys, you have to remember, Invest India headquarters is in New Delhi, and who is the Managing Director and CEO? Deepak Bagla. Deepak Bagla. Remember this, MD and CEO of the Invest India. Moving to next question. Indian Army has leased 4 Heron TP medium altitude and long endurance male unmanned aerial vehicles. It means we are talking about the drones from which country? So these are very, very powerful drones and very medium altitude drones, but the endurance is very much long, and the named as Heron TP. And as a number wise, these are 4, and these are leased from the country of Israel. So you can see here, Indian Army leases 4 Heron unmanned aerial vehicles. It means drones from the Israel. You can see the picture of Heron TP. And you can also see here the leases were done under the emergency procurement program of Indian Army. and the drones made by Israel Aerospace Industries by default because it is related to Israel, and will be delivered to India between August and September 2021. And it is specially for the China and Pakistan, and firstly it will be deployed along the border of the China, especially 3448 kilometer. And guys, remember, this is Israel map, and you can see here is the Mediterranean Sea. Mediterranean Sea is basically a boundary between the Africa and Europe. So remember this. And this is a Red Sea, and Red Sea is a boundary between the Africa and Asia. And in middle, you can see here is Israel, and there is a canal that is known as the Suez Canal. So you can see here that Suez Canal is basically a combining point between the Mediterranean Sea and the Red Sea. And you can also remember Israel is here. The three disputed area was there. One is the Gaza, second is the West Bank, third is the Golan Heights. Now capital is Jerusalem. Earlier it was Tel Aviv. So you have to remember very important things about Israel. Now we are moving to next question. What is the name of service which is recently started by the Yes Bank to offer preferentially priced loans and healthcare benefits for the women customer? Again, we are talking about the women customers. It means this program is to empower the women, and the name of this program is Yes Ascens. So remember, the name of this program is Yes Ascens. So guys, you can see here, Yes Bank launched Yes Ascens services for women. Yes Bank launched a banking proposition, Yes Ascens service, to offer preferentially priced loans and healthcare benefits for the women customers. It means they can preferentially design price loans and the healthcare benefits. And it aims to encourage the women customers to fulfill their aspirations by providing different solutions covering various categories like related to lifestyle, their wellness, education, protection, and the investment. Or you can say this Yes Ascens will provide services like complementary healthcare benefits, earning an fixed deposit, or you can say the more interest on the fixed deposit, preferential prices on the loans. It means the waiver of the loan will be provided, fee waiver on the demat and the trading account, wealth management. So these type of the services will be provided to the women entrepreneurs or the women customers, and this will be provided under the Yes Ascens program of the Yes Bank. So guys, remember about Yes Bank. MD and CEO is Prashant Kumar, and it was incepted in 2004, and tagline is experience or expertise. And where is the headquarter of Yes Bank? Headquarters is in Mumbai, Maharashtra, and chatbot name of Yes Bank is Yes Chat. Yes Robot, not Yes Chat, it is Yes Robot. So you have to remember the chatbot name is Yes Robot. Now we are moving to next question. Who released an ebook titled The Green Queens of India, a Nation's Pride? So this book is, guys, very much important. Again, it is related to women, and it is related to the respect and the life experience of the woman. And guys, especially because it is related to the word green, that's why it is related to the nature. It means this book is a compilation of case studies, best practices, and life experience of women forest officers. It means this book is dedicated to the women forest officer. That's why this Green Queens means women forest officer. And this book is released by Union Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. It means we are talking about Prakash Javadekar ji. So you can see here the Green Queens of India, Nation's Pride, and this book is related to the women forest officers and specially dedicated to the forest officer. The book aims to support and motivate the young officer and will inspire the young women who aspire to become a forest officer. The book is a tribute to all the small and strong cadre of the women IFS officer, that is Indian Forest Officer, because there are three All India services. One is the IFS, that is Indian Forest Service. Second is Indian Administrative Service. Next is the Indian Police Service. So these three are the All India services. And on the all India services, Rajya Sabha has major power. If we are comparing the Rajya Sabha and the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha has special power to create the All India service and to abolish the All India service. And guys, remember, since the creation of Imperial Forest Service in 1865, it means Imperial Forest Service was created in 1865, but women officers were first inducted in 1980. That is almost a gap of 120 years. Almost after 120 years, women were inducted in the forest services. So you have to remember this also. And Indian Forest Service Inspector General of Forest is Bharati, Bharati. So you can remember this also. Moving to next question. Which company has partnered with Delhi-based NGO, that is non-government organization, Azad Foundation, to donate electric cars under the initiative named Women with Wheels for the Women, so that they can become the self-reliant. By these cars they can do the driver work and they can become the Atmanirbhar, and they can also create the income for their livelihood. And this finance company is PNB Housing Finance, who is providing these electric car under the initiative of the Women with Wheels with the help of Ajad Foundation. It is a Delhi based NGO. So you can see here PNB Housing Finance partners with Ajad Foundation for Women with Wheels program. So you can also see here Ajad Foundation launched Women with Wheels in 2008, and guys, remember, it is a part of PNB's social or you can say the corporate social responsibility project called SHE. This project is basically related to the social service, which comes under the social responsibility project, and it is for the women of Jaipur, Indore and the Madhya Pradesh. And guys, remember, 6 to 8 months of technical training along with the self-development and rights-based awareness training will also be given. The initiative is to facilitate underprivileged women to gain driving skills and donate electric cars to them so that they can become the self-reliant and they can increase their income. So training will be given to women in the age group of 18 to 35. That is a very good age to learn anything, and who are living in the urban slums and resettlement colonies. And guys, remember, it will generate an annual income of around 4.5 lakh for the women drivers and will also generate about 10,000 safe rides for the women passengers, because women passengers can feel safe with the women driver. So that's why it will also generate a social responsibility, which will make the public transport safer for the women. So this is a very good news for the women, especially for the Jaipur, Indore and the Madhya Pradesh. Now you have to remember PNB Housing Finance, but don't remember MD and CEO and the headquarter. Just remember the tagline of PNB Housing Finance, that is Ghar Ki Baat. Now we are moving to next question. Which small finance bank launched Garima Saving Account, a women saving account to provide the financial needs for women? So it is like a women saving account to provide the financial needs of women. And guys, remember, the account offers various customized benefits like maximum interest rate and low interest rate on the loans, and maximum interest rate on the saving accounts or the FDs. And it will also support day-to-day banking needs of the women. So it is very important, and this bank is Ujjivan Small Finance Bank. So you can see here Ujjivan Small Finance Bank launched women saving account known as the Garima Saving Account. So you can also see here it is a women saving account to provide the financial needs of women. The account offers various customized benefits for the women, which include a maximum of 7% interest rate on the saving account, which is maximum, and to support the day-to-day banking needs of the woman, and it is also to support the financially aware and economically active women. And guys, remember, MD and CEO is Nitin Chugh and tagline is build a better life. So this is very important. And guys, remember, this account comes with a complimentary membership to the Kavach plan. Remember, Kavach plan with protection worth rupees 60,000. Like 50,000 is the purchase protection and price drop protection is 10,000. But don't remember, just remember the Kavach plan. Now we are moving to next question. Which bank has launched the Vikas Asha loan scheme, under which the bank will distribute loans to women entrepreneurs? Again, the news is related to women entrepreneurs. Why we are discussing so much news about the women entrepreneurs? Because 8th of March was celebrated as the Women Day. So that's why so much initiatives was started by everyone related to the women entrepreneurship, women empowerment and women self-help groups. So guys, remember, this is again related to women entrepreneurs, and this is a loan scheme known as the Vikas Asha. Earlier the question was related to the saving account, and it was known as the Garima saving account, but it is known as Vikas Asha, and it is started by Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank. So this bank is providing up to 10 lakh rupees as a loan to the women entrepreneurs. So you can see here Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank launched the Vikas Asha for the women entrepreneurs. So they are providing 10 lakh rupees to the women entrepreneurs, and the scheme is exclusively for the women to meet their business related needs. It means all type of the needs like purchasing machinery, equipment and the vehicles can be done through this 10 lakh rupees loan. The repayment period of this loan is 84 months. And guys, remember, Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank was established in 2005 and it is sponsored by the Syndicate Bank. But now you don't have to remember the syndicate bank, because in April 2020 this syndicate bank was merged under the Canara Bank. It means now this Karnataka Vikas Gramin Bank is sponsored by the syndicate bank. So you have to remember all the Gramin banks have some share capacity, like center government share is 50%, 50%, 15% share is basically related to the state government, and 35% share is related to the sponsored bank. So you have to remember this. Moving to next question. Which company joined World Economic Forum initiative to advance social justice in business initiative? This company also joined the Partnering for Racial Justice in Business initiative launched by the World Economic Forum in January 2021. It is just to promote a culture of diversity, inclusion, equity, or equality and justice for people of all racial backgrounds in the workplace. So in simple word, you can say it is just to remove all the racial discrimination in the workplace. And this company is, guys, Wipro. So you can see here, Wipro Limited has joined the Partnering for Racial Justice in the Business initiative launched by the World Economic Forum in 2021. And it is just to promote the culture of diversity, inclusion, equity and justice or equality for people of all racial backgrounds in the workplace, so that we can remove all the racial discrimination in the workplace. So main aim to confront racism at the systematic level and address everything from the structural and social mechanism of their organization to the role of their communities. It means we have to address all the problems related to the racism, and we have to tackle all the problems related to the racial discrimination. So this is the main aim of the Wipro when this company is joining the World Economic Forum. So this is not so much important, so you can remember just the question as in the slide. Now we are moving to next question. What is the name of the radar which is recently developed by the ISRO for joint Earth observation satellite mission with NASA? It means ISRO and NASA is launching a Earth observation satellite mission, and this mission is targeted to be launched in early 2022. And it will be launched from the ISRO Shri Horikota Spaceport, Andhra Pradesh. And guys, it will be launched in early 2022. And this radar named as NISAR. And NISAR stands for, NI stands for NASA and ISRO. SAR stands for Synthetic Aperture Radar. And why this radar is named as the NISAR? Because it is capable of producing high resolution images. That's why, because NISAR means an image, so that's why it is capable of producing high resolution images. So you can see here, ISRO develops radar from the Joint Earth Observation Satellite mission with NASA. And you can also see here, NISAR means Synthetic Aperture Radar, NASA ISRO. And it is just producing high resolution images. And the Earth observation mission is targeted to be launched in the early 2020 from the ISRO Shri Harikota Spaceport, Andhra Pradesh. And the radar penetrates clouds and the darkness, enabling NISAR to produce high quality images around the clock in any weather. It means this NISAR radar can produce so much high quality images even in the cloudy and the darkness area. NISAR is the first satellite mission to use two different radar frequencies like L-band and the S-band to measure changes in our planet surface. It means it is just to measure the earth changing ecosystem, dynamic surfaces and ice masses. And you can say the providing information about biomass, natural hazards and sea level rise and the groundwater. So guys, remember about NASA. NASA's headquarters in Washington DC. Moving to next question. And remember about ISRO also. ISRO's headquarters is in Bengaluru. And who is the head of ISRO? ISRO's head is K. Sivan. Next question is, which state launched Super 75 scholarship scheme for the girls' education? This is again very important. And this state or UT launched this scheme at the occasion of the 75th Independence Day celebration in 2022. And this scheme will support the girls to take up streams like engineering, medicine, industrial training institutes, and even the humanity, and they contribute to the development of the nation. And this state or UT is Jammu and Kashmir. It means I am talking about Manoj Kumar Sinha. So you can see here, Jammu Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Kumar Sinha launched Super 75 scholarship scheme for the meritorious girls. Again, it is for the women empowerment and for the women development. You can see here, the scheme will to support the girls who are taking up the streams like engineering, medicine, industrial training institutes and humanity and contribute to the development of the nation. They will be provided under this scholarship. And Manoj Sinha also launched a new scheme known as the Tejaswini under the mission Youth to provide financial support to 5 lakh rupees to girls of the age of 18 to 35 to start a business. So it is a very good thing, especially for the Jammu and Kashmir, because they are providing this 5 lakh rupees only to the girls which comes under the 18 to 35 year of age to start a business. So it is for the women empowerment and for the women development. So the government is also providing 13 scholarship schemes to support the higher education of girls. Already they are providing so much assistance or the scholarship schemes under the higher education of the girls. Recently, the government of India announced an increase in the scholarship amount of the student of Jammu and Kashmir under the Pragati and the Saksham scholarship scheme. And the scholarship is increased from 5,000 to 50,000 rupees. So this is a huge enhancement of the scholarship schemes of Pragati and Saksham, and again it is by the Jammu and Kashmir. So guys, remember, Dachigam National Park is in Jammu and Kashmir. Kishtwad National Park is also in the Jammu and Kashmir. So there is a very famous tribe in the Jammu and Kashmir, that is Changpa. That is Changpa. Remember, and there is a Gujar Bakarwala is also a tribe of the Jammu and Kashmir. Gujar Bakarwala. Remember, Gadi tribe is also related to Jammu and Kashmir. So remember this. Move into next section, and it is the important question section. Very simple question. Echo Drive partner with which bank to issue free FASTag? So this is a old news basically, because this is related to the FASTags. And Echo Drive is a online platform of selling cars, and a very good company to selling the cars, and an online car sales platform. And remember, this bank who is issuing this free FASTags name as the IDFC First Bank. You can see here Echo Drive and partners with the IDFC First to issue the free FASTag. So not so much important. You don't have to remember this news, but you have to remember the IDFC First Bank. MD and CEO is V. Vaidyanathan. And where is the headquarter? Headquarter is in Mumbai. And guys, remember, IDFC Bank was firstly named as the IDFC Bank Limited. But after that, it names changed to the IDFC First. So remember this. Nothing important under this news. Just remember the Echo Drive and the IDFC First Bank. So next we are moving to the one-liner important point. Here is the first point, that is Anshuman Singh, former governor of Rajasthan, passed away at the age of 86. So again, this is one of the important news because he was the governor of Rajasthan, and he was the governor of Rajasthan from 1999 to 2003. Just remember. And he belongs to which state? It means he was born in Uttar Pradesh. So remember, he belongs to Uttar Pradesh. He was governor of Rajasthan from 1999 to 2003. Next is India successfully conducts maiden flight trial of indigenous torpedo Shaina. So you have to just remember the name of this torpedo. Name of this torpedo is Shaina. Shaina. So you have to remember, and this is developed by two organizations. One is the Naval Science and Technological Laboratory, and second is the DRDO. So the most important organization here is DRDO, Defense Research and Development Organization. Headquarters is in New Delhi, and who is the head of DRDO? G. Satish Reddy. And guys, remember, this Shaina is an anti-submarine torpedo developed by this DRDO. It is an anti-submarine torpedo, and it is successfully test fired from the Navy's Aleutian ship. Remember this. Next is the first strategic and counter-terrorism dialogue between the India and Nigeria from 4th to 5th March 2021. So as the name suggests, it is the counter-terrorism dialogue. It means it is just to tackle the terrorism, especially between the two countries like India and Nigeria. And guys, remember, the National Security Advisor of Nigeria and India, like Ajit Doval, do this discussion especially for the countering terrorism. Then discussions were held within the framework of close and strategic partnership between the India and Nigeria. The threats and challenging faced by the nations from the terrorism, extremism, you can say the radicalism through the cyberspace as well as the international crime, or you can say arms and drugs smuggling and piracy were discussed. So it means all type of the threats discussed between the two countries' national security advisor. And guys, remember about Nigeria. Nigeria president is Buhari, Muhammad Buhari, but the name is not so much important. Currency is Nigerian Naira. Naira is important. And remember, capital is Abuja. Capital is Abuja. Now moving to next, Maharashtra Finance Minister Ajit Pawar presents State Budget 2021-22 with an outlay of 4,84,000. So just remember, Maharashtra's Finance Minister is Ajit Pawar. Next, Environmentalist or Environment Minister Prakash Javadekar ji released a book, The Green Queens of India, which is dedicated to the women forest officers. Next, Indian Army leaves 4 hero on UAV or drones from the Israel. You have to remember about Israel. We already discussed these points. So now we are moving to the 9th of March question. Question was the residuary powers of the legislation under Indian constitution rest with. So very simple question. You have to remember under the union list, some subjects are there, like currently 100 subjects are there, and only union government can take decision on that subjects. And guys, remember in the state list, total currently subject are 61, but when constitution was passed, it was 66, and only state government can take decision. And in the concurrent list, both can take decision. Currently matters are 52. Center and state both can take decision. But if any conflict took place between the center and state, then center decision will prevail. And guys, remember, if any matter which don't come under any list, then it become the residuary power and it comes under the center government. It means we are talking about the parliament. So answer of this question is parliament. So guys, remember, it comes under which article? It comes under article 248. So remember, under article 248 clause 2, Constitution of India says that parliament has exclusive power to make any law with respect to any matter not enumerated in any list. So remember this. So it is parliament. So again, we are moving to the question of the day, and question of the day is again related to the civics and the polity. Appointments for all India services are made by. We today discuss about all India services, that Rajya Sabha has special power to create and abolish the all India services. Like 3 all India services are there, like Indian Administrative Services, Indian Forest Service, and guys, remember, it is Indian Police Service. So these 3 are the all India services. So now question is, appointments of these all India services are made by whom? So you have to only comment me in the comment box. So guys, please provide at 700 plus like, please subscribe this channel, please press the bell button so that you can receive the notification. And it is Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence in the general awareness section, definitely. And if you are watching the videos daily, and if you are reading the current affairs from the PDFs, then your current affairs section will definitely go strong, because 90 to 95% current affairs which are coming in your exams are covered by Affairs Cloud. This is the genuinity of Affairs Cloud. This is the hard work of Affairs Cloud team. And guys, thank you for watching this video. And I am again saying, don't take life so much serious. Life is fun. Life is beautiful. Always be happy, because happiness is the key of success. Thank you guys again, and take care. Bye-bye.